on down to Jimmy Sports Lounge. Come on down tonight. Come on down to Jimmy Sports Lounge. Everything gonna be all right. Come on down to Jimmy Sports Lounge. Come on down today. Come on down to Jimmy Sports Lounge. It's a great place to stay.
Back again for number 10. Join Big B, DK, and Mike Jolitz for all the hot topics, weird news, and shenanigans. It's Cave Crew Radio, Season 10 at cavecrewradio.com.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, the Cave Crew Radio pre-show. I'm DK here with Big B.
Hi there.
I'm exhausted, which usually means a great show ahead.
Well, you have cause to be exhausted, which we'll get into later.
Yeah, oh man, felt like a Monday today. I had inventory to do, and it was a long day. I'll tell you that. It was
back to work.
I don't know if you want to get into that in the pre-show, or you want to save it for we got a lot to get to tonight here.
I would rather save it for the actual show. We could talk about it a little bit, I don't want to. What we were discussing in the chat between us, we will save for the regular show because I do have questions. But for the pre-show, so you to set it up for later, you went to a Toronto Maple Leafs game, and what did you take off 2 days of work? What did you do?
Yeah, 2 days. So I had a meeting. It was a long week. I drove 2.5 hours to a meeting, didn't get home till late Tuesday, then left Wednesday, went to the game, drove back Thursday. And it's now becoming an annual thing with Jimmy and I.
Right. So you met up with Jimmy and Jay Vegas.
And Jay, who I originally met, ladies and gentlemen, before they became a sponsor and all this merchandise and stuff like that. I originally met them at a weekend where I was at a Leaf game and a Jay game, and they happened to be going to both events as well.
Right. So this was last year, and it just worked out that you happened to meet up.
I sent him a message. I said, "Is this going to be? This is when I'm going. This is our annual game. Can you guys be there?" And they ended up getting scalper tickets because Jimmy is saving his Molson tickets, which Molson Canadian is a big beer supplier here in Canada, and he gets like a suite. But he's keeping that for a playoff game.
Smart.
So he was there. He set up Jimmy's Sports Lounge right inside the arena. I don't know if I sent you that picture, but
I saw it.
There's pictures of Jimmy and Jay. I mean, I was with my family. Anyway, they came down, met us before the game, and we had some drinks and recorded Jay's predictions, which weren't too good. And then we met in between the game, and then after the game, we went back to his place, and I'm sure that's where your questions are.
That's where we will pick it up later. But I did see one of the pictures that you posted during the game was you looking like you were forcibly grabbing the mascot and showing him where to turn so the picture could be taken.
Yeah, so I had an aisle seat, and I was up in the nosebleeds, but you see everything really, really good. Mm-hmm. And I can't remember the guy's name. I think it's Carlton. Carlton came there, and he was banging his drum, and I'm like, holy shit, like, this is cool. I want a photo op. So I ran down a few stairs and didn't really grab him. I give him a little bit of a neck choke hug. I'm sure he didn't feel anything underneath and I'm like, over there, I want a photo op. And I had also sent the picture to my sister, and she's like, "Who's the guy in the red shirt?" If you like zoom in on that picture, and I said, "Well, that's a kid who probably wishes that I was his dad because his father was too gutless to get down there and get a photo with Carlton."
Now, did you send it to the correct sister?
Yeah, this time I did.
Okay.
I'm being very careful these days.
Just making sure everything goes to the correct sibling.
And yeah, and I know my sister is feeding my cousin, who's a great gal. She's a lot of fun. We're going down to Fort Myers. When DK gets to Fort Myers, all bets are off. You either let me wander around myself, or if you're with me, adventures will ensue. I'm too old not to have a good time.
I need updates from Florida, of course, but I have a question about the mascot. So when you're there and you're like, forcibly showing him where to move,
I'm not that strong.
Does he say anything to you?
I know I can't hear. You're inside the arena, and I'm just like,
You're
Carl,
right next to him.
And I just kind of put my arm around him. I'm like, I pointed, and he gave me a photo shoot. He stuck his drum banging thing up in the air, and
I was just curious if he said anything, or even just hey, enjoy the game, or so whatever.
He might have. He shook my hand, high fived me, whatever. He's underneath a big thing. I don't know that he can talk.
Oh, of course he can talk.
Well, yeah, but would you hear it through the?
I would think you would.
I don't remember conversing with him, but I will also say, and I'll say this again on Monday, was I ever fucking pissed off when I sat down for the pre-skate? Lo and behold, the one game I go to, and they're wearing those stupid black jerseys,
which are awesome, by the way. And I don't understand your constant complaint about those jerseys. One, that they're not the traditional jersey, whatever. But two, you have no idea who's on the ice because you can't see.
I know who's who, but
what the name on the back? I watched the
jerseys. Like I'm a traditionalist. I told you about the Ranger jerseys. I like when it says Rangers or New York down there.
But one of your complaints was that when they wear their black jerseys, I don't know who's on the ice.
Right. Yeah.
So the name is
on TV. It's a little difficult when I'm there. I can tell by their style. I can tell. I can see better when I was live.
But even on TV, I was watching the game on TV and I could see who's on the ice. The name is in white, all in white. The numbers are black, but they're completely outlined in bright white. You know who's on the ice.
I don't like it. I was extremely irritated, but I got over it quick enough. It was a great game. They lost in overtime. All right, fair enough. But it was fun. It was great to be there. The atmosphere is great. And I don't like those jerseys. I will never buy one.
Those jerseys are awesome, by the way.
Never buy one. Now, the ones they wore in the they lost that game too, but the ones they wore in that outdoor series against Buffalo when Matthews got suspended, cross-checking Darlene there.
I don't remember what
those were cool jerseys.
But they're not the traditional jerseys.
No, but they were blue and they were white. These are colors, not black. Tampa is not black. Tampa is blue and white. Stick to your freaking colors. The only jersey I like is the LA Kings because I love the yellow and purple.
You do remember, like back in, I don't even know what year it was. They did have they wore black jerseys.
Who?
The Lightning.
I don't like it.
Years ago, that was their jersey.
I don't like the big goat or bullhead on the Buffalo Sabres. Like, I don't like it.
And that was their jersey, and that was another awesome jersey.
I don't like the Canes one where they're in black. Like you're the Canes. You have
they have
Canes written across the front of your shirt.
I like the jersey, but it's got that stupid hurricane flag on it. That's ridiculous. That looks stupid. I don't like that.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, time for the show, ladies and gentlemen. A lot coming up. Stay tuned to your airwaves. Drink of the week, Epicenter. I've got the Jimmy Epicenter. Talking FLA if we have enough time. News. Mike Jolitz reads the news. We got a big show. So let me remember to turn on Pulse Talk Radio, or they'll get extremely annoyed at us. There we go. Good evening, England. Here we go.
Air traffic control, bring in New York. Roger that. Bring in Canada. 10-4. Gentlemen, we have liftoff.
Bam! We are back again for number 10. Cave Crew Radio, Season 10. Let's go. CaveCrewRadio.com.
There was a time when the world turned their back on men. Men with a dream and savage yearning within them. Legions compelled by passion that knows no boundary. A consuming flame that defies plausible explanation. Battling the forces of domestication, they find the courage to band together to experience the awesome power of being man.
I say this with all due respect.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Today's broadcast of the Masculine Feminist has been commandeered by the secret society No Ma'am.
Gonna go to a place like a shot and a beer, steak, man. Saying we can stop, get pancakes, and then we'll get laid, all right?
Why do you drink ice cold beer on a hot day?
Mr. Craven, what else are you gonna do with it?
To alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
The Yankees are champions of baseball! It's a power goal!
This is Cave Crew Radio.
I don't understand why Big B keeps muting himself. Hopefully he's with us. Why do you keep muting yourself?
Start.
There, you're not muted.
Yes, I do it on purpose.
Why? What are you doing?
I'm making sure there is no background noise going on while the intro is on.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, because you were doing all these weird, like you were in Caravana or something.
No, because you were showing. Just start the show.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, live from my cave in Windsor, Ontario, Canada, it is DK. It is great to be here with you tonight on Cave Crew Radio, live on Pulse Talk Radio in England, live on YouTube, on CaveCrewRadio.com, and on Facebook, wherever you might be viewing. And, of course, if you're listening to us on podcasts, it's great to have you here. You missed the pre-show, which was pretty good. Anyway, we've got a busy show ahead for you. We got Mike reads the news. We've got some news of our own. We got epicenters, and I apparently have to answer questions to a video, which has been pulled from social media. But Big B will get you the answers that you deserve. But before we go any further,
and now, he is the king of the sovereign county of Stench and Stenchlandia, the commander-in-chief of the Water Gypsies, the self-proclaimed president of the United States, a university graduate, and always the epicenter of something. Ladies and gentlemen, His Royal Highness, Big B.
Yes, live from Queens, New York, I am King B, King of Stenchlandia and the Water Gypsies, as the drink is arriving.
Okay.
The epicenter of the drink. The drink is early, but
that's okay. We're okay with audibles. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Friday nights are meant for drinking. Here is Mrs. B's drink of the week.
So hang on. We got to do all this camera shit here. Hang on. I wasn't.
We weren't prepared because this was early, and you're not in it. You got to do there. You go.
Okay, there we go.
All right. So this is we spoke about it last week. So this is what's called an orange creamsicle, just like the ice cream pop, but it's alcohol. So this is Liquor 43. It's a Spanish vanilla liqueur, heavy cream, and she's freshly squeezed oranges. So this is, it calls for orange juice. She was literally, as I was coming down the stairs to get set up here, she was literally putting the oranges into the juicer to freshly squeeze orange juice. So
this is fancy. Now, is this something she got online, or is this a Mrs. B original?
No, this actually comes from a friend of ours. Was a bartender back in, was it the early 2000s when we used to, before children, when we used to go to the bar, and he made this one night, and it brought us back to childhood, eating the creamsicle ice cream. So he told us how to make it, and we've had it ever since. So this is an orange creamsicle drink.
Not even a straw tonight.
I don't need a straw. Is
there extra?
Doesn't look like there's extra.
Oh boy, so you'll be into the peanut butter.
This is an entire pitcher, so this is a big glass, and so I guess this would be the equivalent of 2 of the normal drinks.
I don't know how you drink these sweet, heavy cream. Like, does that not curdle with alcohol?
No, it's good. It's quite good. I spent a good part of my youth drinking hard liquor and whiskey and fucking up my stomach. So these little drinks here are perfectly fine for me now.
Okay. I would think that would fuck up your stomach more, but
no, it's fine.
All right, there we go, folks. Drink of the week out of the way. The name of it again? Mike Jolitz thinks those are good drinks. Great to see you, Mike.
Very good drinks. Fresh juice, as she says, fresh juice makes all the difference.
Okay, there you go.
And she's making her exit now.
All right, thank you, Mrs. B. New segment on the show. Now, I guess, say hello to Mike.
Hi, Mike. And I will just go into my epicenter now.
Yeah.
So this week, I'm the epicenter of all things officially going deaf.
Oh dear. Well, that's not a positive epicenter at all.
Well, I'm going to turn it into one. So, we've spoke about it, the ringing in my ears and all that. I think we've spoken about this, and I spent a decade playing music in the clubs, in the studios, all of this. So the ringing is just really it feels like it's getting worse, and I'm constantly asking my wife to repeat herself. I can't hear things. So I said, all right, I went online and I went to my insurance company's portal, and I took an online hearing test through my insurance company. And, I did it with the, headphones, and they sent the tone through, and I got to raise a level to see where, I can first hear it and all of this. So it came out that I have moderate hearing loss. And that I need to schedule an appointment with an actual doctor to take an in-person hearing test. And then I need to upload that test to the insurance portal, and they will then, whatever the prescription is, if need be, they will then program hearing aids for me.
So now, are you going to get like? Now I just remember the old hearing aids where the people that used to squeal.
No, this isn't. 1983.
Okay.
What they have is like these little mini ones that go in your ear, and they're almost like ear pods, but they go in your AirPods, but they go in your ear like all the way so you don't see them. And it's like amplifies the sound and all of this. And like some of the features are I can answer phone calls on them.
Well, they're
It's like
Bluetooth. This is fucking amazing.
it's a whole thing. So, so I'm waiting for them to schedule my appointment. I was on the phone with them yesterday, and they said there was a problem with the system. They would call me back. I said, okay. All day yesterday, they don't call. Today, up until late this afternoon, I called them back, and they're like, they'll call you like Monday or Tuesday. So I'm wait. I don't know why it takes 4 days to schedule an appointment, but my main question and my main concern is that if I get these and if I'm prescribed that I need them to hear, can I get a handicap placard to put in my car so I can park wherever I want?
Anywhere you want now.
That is my main concern.
And I think the answer is yes. And Mike Jolis was right ahead of you there.
Yeah, he says this. Do I get the point? And that's what I want to find out. So I need to take the hearing test first. If it's prescribed that I have enough hearing loss that I need the use of a hearing aid, will that qualify me for my handicap placard that I can put in my car and park wherever the fuck I want?
So right now, you're losing your sight, you're losing your hearing. I might be in the same boat as you, but like I fight things. I sometimes I don't always hear well either. And my eyes are getting worse and worse, and I got to go again, get new glasses, and I'm okay with the glasses part, but I fight things. I don't want to admit the body's slowly starting to fail me. You're excited about this.
Because you know what? It's not like I'm not freaking Helen Keller, right?
Right. Not yet.
But like I can hear, but if there's stuff going on, like, I can't pick out somebody speaking to me. Kind of, it's like mumbled because there's a lot of like background noise going on. So I can't, so it's not like hugely where, I just can't hear anything. I hear a lot of things. So yes, I'm excited. If you're going to look, if these things are going to happen, you got to look for the positive, right?
Right. No, absolutely. I love that you're thinking sunshine on this.
Right. If I can get a handicap placard for my car because I have to wear hearing aids and I can park anywhere, that means when I go to the greatest liquor store on earth and it's this crowded fucking parking lot because it's right next to a Walmart and a Costco, I can just park right in front. Fuck everybody. I ain't waiting for a parking spot. I'm parking right there.
A better parking spot than the pregnant women. And then will you go into the greatest liquor store on earth and sit down on one of those fucking motorcycles? That's what I've always wanted. I actually cruise around Walmart or Home Depot or whatever it is in one of those electric motorcycles that has a shopping cart. I've always wanted. They always reserve that for the fucking fat people.
Yeah, whenever I've gone, and we just went last week to the greatest liquor store on earth last Saturday. I did not see that they have those little scooters in that store. I know they have them at Walmart, which is next door, but not in the greatest liquor store on earth. So no, and I wouldn't anyway. I just want the placard so I can park wherever the fuck I want.
So this is an ongoing situation, ladies and gentlemen.
It is ongoing because I'm still have to take my in-person test.
Right.
And I'm waiting for the insurance company to schedule it for me. And it apparently takes at least 4 days to schedule an appointment.
I don't need one eventually as well. And maybe it'll be a great thing. But I don't really want to hear what's going on down the fucking street.
I look at it, it is what it is.
What are you going to do if you start like tuning in to like fucking Chinese or Russian spies?
Well, then
like Mata Hari or some
Then I become a government informant.
Yes,
I go all like Mission Impossible on everybody.
great idea. Just grab the cart from the Walmart and Mrs. B can like side saddle with you. Like you can fit 2 people on those things. Have you seen the size of the asses of some of the people driving those carts?
Believe me, I have. I've gone to the Walmart that's next to the greatest liquor store on earth, and I've seen the people in Walmart. Yes,
and I guarantee you that you could easily fit Mrs. B on the cart with you.
Yes, I'm sure that both of us can fit on the cart very comfortably.
Yeah.
But
and I wonder if they have little horns. I've never had the chance to. I could just get the fuck out of my way. I got a few things I got to grab here, and I want to get the fuck out.
As they're riding around, just get out of my way, kind of horn.
Yeah, like my wife would not let me drive because I probably just run over some people. Just the way I get when I'm.
You would be the type of person to stand on the horn.
Yes. Get the fuck out of my way. I'm disabled. I could pee my pants at any time.
That's right. God damn it. So that it's an ongoing situation, and hopefully, something can be done where they can help the ringing in my ears, which is what the thing I'm most trying to, stop.
Which by the way, like on a serious note, like we've read about like major musicians and stuff like that. It's the voice, right? From the singing and yelling, and it's the hearing.
Right?
From the Marshall stacks, right?
Yeah, and like I said, I spent a decade in clubs and in studios, recording studios with headphones on for hours and hours and hours, live shows. Sometimes I had earplugs, sometimes they fell out, so I get blasted with the music. I worked in a studio, so yeah, a decade of that, took its toll, and so this is where we're at right now.
All right, I just need to clarify something for Jason. Sometimes I think he does it because he wants to irritate the shit out of me. I am not in Florida yet. There will be no show next Friday and no show the following Friday. And if you guys need to mark it in your calendar, I am not in Florida yet.
And you say sometimes he does that.
Toronto.
You say sometimes he does that to annoy you. All the time he does that to annoy you.
And Jason Scott is really good at getting under my skin. I love him. I don't know why. He's a great guy. But those people that live on the border like Quebec, a little fucking kooky. They get a little bit of the evil from those French people.
I don't think Jason.
They speak in tongues.
Amanda speaks in tongues.
Well, listen, this is what it sounds like. Hang on, let me.
We have something.
Well, I thought I did. Where did I put it? I can't find it now. Did I put it in the Pucks and Pints? I put it in the Pucks and Pints thing.
Esti tabarnak de Carlis.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck is that?
I don't know what that is at all. I don't know what she's saying, what it means, who she's saying
putting
it
a
to.
spell on me and you. My hearing is getting worse by the fucking second now. We gotta have her and Choo Choo Stew or Guru, whatever, get into a spell casting contest.
Is that why I need hearing aids now? Because Amanda is putting curses on us?
And Jason insists it's not French, it's Dutch.
I don't know. I took 3 years of French. I don't remember a whole lot, but that does not sound like French to me.
It doesn't sound good. I don't know if you saw that Stephen King movie, Thinner.
Back in the 80s.
You know where the gypsy is some weird and
they touch you and say
start shriveling up.
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of.
Oh.
Anyway, where are we now? We got to get.
Well, you had alluded to your Toronto trip. And,
yes. I was away in Toronto, the annual Maple Leaf game. We lost, but it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Met up with Jimmy and Jay Vegas.
Yeah. Which
is now an annual thing. God bless my wife who tolerated them. We had a lot of fun. And
I have questions about this.
I'll do my best.
So I knew you were at the game. I watched the game on TV. And after the
You were
game.
afraid that I assaulted the fucking mascot.
Well, I mean, that's what it looked like in the picture, that you physically grabbed the mascot and forced him to take a picture with you and showing him where the picture is going to be. No, Mike, no show.
When you're in these things and everybody wants, it's like trying to get an autograph from a star at an airport, right? Like when everyone I mean, he was in a fucking cardboard helmet or whatever it's made of. Quite sure he's not physically fucking injured.
See, even Isbia says he did grab him to get his attention. You physically assaulted the mascot in order to get a picture, and there's proof of you pointing to where the picture is, grabbing him like this, and saying, "Look there, fucker."
I will post that picture on Cave Crew Radio when I get a chance, ladies and gentlemen. I thought it was more of a hug, like we're both cheering for the same thing. He had his freaking baton or whatever he was banging which I want one of those things next time I go, Isbia. I thought he was it was cool. He didn't kick me in the nuts after or get me arrested or escorted out by security. I just wanted a photo. And I told you there was a kid like 3 rows back. If you hang on, there's the photo, ladies and gentlemen. And there's a kid back. You can't see it in that angle that Big B has. See, I'm just hugging him. Go Leafs, I'm saying.
That's you pointing at the camera with your arm around his neck. You see where his body is. His body's facing outwards towards the arena.
At point, I could give him a fucking reverse DDT, but that was not my intention.
Right. So you are physically assaulting him to take a picture.
So if you zoom in on the picture, Joel says he saw it. Melissa said I was wasted. I was having a good time. I'm on vacation. Oh, Melissa has a better picture. Well, why didn't you send it to me?
Oh, you have a better picture. Okay.
Anyway, if you zoom in on that, there's a kid and his dad. I think they're in Blackhawk jerseys. Why they're there, I have no idea. This was Florida, Toronto, nothing near a Blackhawk game, but yeah, let's wear our Blackhawk jerseys to a Leaf game. And my sister picked it up in the photo when I sent it to her, and he's looking like he really wants to go, and his dad has no interest. And my sister did ask me, who's the guy in the red? And I said, well, the kid just wishes. Can we get that?
That's as far as I can zoom.
Really
so
can't
the kid and the looks like the dad is in Maple Leaf jerseys. I don't know. This person in red is
well, then they're one of your retro fucking bullshit jerseys. And anyway, my sister asked, who's that? And I said, well, that kid just wished I was their dad. Because I think I've told you before, like when Jake was little, we used to go to Jason Scott, the Chicago Blackhawks are in last place. Anyway.
The entire league.
Yeah, stick to collecting pottery. Anyway, when Jake was little, like I'd grab him, like when he was small enough for me to lift him up and shit like that. I'd grab him and hang him over banisters so he could high five his favorite hockey players, and I'd run up to get to meet wrestlers, and even like a year ago we were at a concert and we had our friends there, and Melissa stayed back, but we're like climbing through mud to go and meet the former lead singer of the Bare Naked Ladies. I'm not afraid to do this.
Who's climbing anywhere to meet the former lead singer of the Bare Naked Ladies?
It's another story for another day. We got too much to get to.
Where are you, by the way? I'm much solo on screen.
Oh, well, you were showing pictures, so
yeah, I'm done now.
I'm right here. You can't.
Oh, there you go.
It's that bad. Do I have to start signing?
We are eventually going to have Braille on this show for me.
I can just imagine. You say you're not Helen Keller, but I can imagine season 16. Let's go to Big B in the news.
That's right. That's what it will eventually. Florida. So all right. So that was that picture. Then there was a video.
Right. Later on in the night after
there was a video later on in the night after the game was over.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of questions. Well, maybe not a lot, but a few.
Okay.
First of all, Where was that video taken? Because it looked almost like a hotel room ish, but it almost looked like somebody's apartment.
Well, okay, so I got this. I don't know if I told you, but like the room we stayed in last time was like $700 a night.
Right.
So we had like a normal room, and it was really funny because when we walked in, Jake goes, "You and Mom are gonna share that bed." It was like a fucking sofa in one of those Japanese hotels. Like it were 2 small beds we had, but anyway, it was nice. It was clean. It was. That was Jimmy's hotel. Apparently, he got like a, you know how he's a ex-veteran. He got some deal, and next time I'll get Jimmy to book my room. He had a kitchen. He had living room.
So that was Jimmy's. Now, how far is his room from where you're staying?
Oh, maybe 5 miles. I was right out of Chinatown, so we took. They don't call them Ubers; they call them lifts.
Lift. Oh yeah, we have lift.
Took a lift from the hotel back. No one was driving, ladies and gentlemen. It was completely safe.
Yeah, no, I didn't think anybody was driving. But in the video, there's a phone call going on as the video starts, and this video was posted by Jay Vegas, by the way. As the video was started, there's a phone call going on where Jimmy's on the phone. And then he hands it to somebody who later I realized in the video of where this was sitting, he handed the phone call to your wife, which was weird in and of itself. Second of all, it looked like an undercover, like one of those cops undercover videos where, they're going to sit back and a major drug bust is going to happen. But it's just because it's like undercover, like biker cops, they got to, hang out for like an hour and get everybody relaxed. Then suddenly everybody's going to swarm.
Yeah, no. So here's what's going on. So we're hungry. We ate before the game. We had food during the game. Whatever. You're having some drinks. It's late at night. We wanted. I think it was a pizza. I'm gonna need Isbia to help me here because I was distracted. Somehow he's talking about ordering Chinese food, and he started telling this story about Wong, and of course I got all wound up about it too. About I want to talk to Wong. You don't talk to Wong. Yeah, I can't play the video. Maybe I can play the audio next show.
Right. So this is leading into my next question, because he starts telling this story about Wong, and I don't understand because we're coming in the video right in the middle of everything, so I don't understand the context of this. But there's a lot of screaming on your part about Wong.
I just thought it was funny.
The immediate question was, how much did you have to drink up until that point?
Well, I was fine. I was.
No, you were not.
Hang on, I'm not finished yet. There's an answer to your question.
The girl we called down to ask about ordering pizza was Chinese. Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, she's answering a few of your.
She said, call Jizz Pizza.
Jay-Z Pizza. Okay.
Oh, Jay-Z.
So, yes, I realized that, Isadora. At that point, I was fine. I made it through the game. Everything was okay. Blitzed, hammered. Yeah, throw all those comments out there. I was having a good time. I'm overworked, and I need I can't wait to go to Florida. I needed a fucking break. My kid was with me, 6'9". Nothing was going to happen. I had Jimmy and Jay. Jay, with a 1 cigarette pack of that wacko fucking tobacco, kept trying to aim. If I do that shit, I'm going to be fucking Rocket Man. I don't need that shit. Anyway, they had vodka there, and they had the Locker Room Lager, which is our sponsor. My wife said, no more vodka for you. No more vodka for you, Wong. She looked right at me like that. You Wong. No more vodka. You Wong.
So so she's saying that in the third period you already buzzed. So that means you're drinking.
We were drinking. We went. This blizzard happened, so we went down to the bar, and Jimmy's like, "Meet us here." And I go, "My kid's not 19 for another month. They can't go to that bar." So I said, "Here's where we are." They came in. It was like me and the kid and Isbia were just having a couple of apps, and chilling out and talking about the good days, whatever. And it all went to fucking shit after that. But I'll tell you, they're fun guys, great heart, very hospitable. And
it absolutely seemed like absolutely seemed like everybody was having fun, with the exception of two people. So I'll get to that in a second.
Well, we got shit to cover. We're not going to get to everything tonight, folks. So you're going to have to wait 2 weeks. So if this is what's worthy, let's keep rolling with it.
You're buzzed by the third period. That means you're drinking beers from the stadium that cost like $20.
Oh, fuck. I don't even remember.
It's a ridiculously expensive in any arena. So you're spending a ton of money on beers.
But wait a minute. If you think I'm bad, and again, I've got pictures, folks. Jimmy and Jay set up a bar. I don't know where they got it from. They had a fucking bar in the hallway with the Jimmy's jersey taped up to the wall. And he's like, come on down to Jimmy's. Jimmy's is everywhere. And this, yeah.
So, cut to the video. Now you're in Jimmy's place. The story of Wong's going on. You're screaming. Jay's laughing and filming the room. So while the three of you, Jimmy, you, and Jay, are talking about Wong and screaming and drunk and all of this, the camera panned very quickly over to where your wife and your son were sitting on the couch opposite. They did not look like they were having the least bit of fun.
Well, what you missed, what was outside of the video.
Like I said, I came in the middle, so I missed.
So I think Jake was actually having a good time because I've got it somewhere. I don't have it with me, but Jay Vegas has his own poker chips from his birthday. They say Jay Vegas, Jimmy Sports Lounge. So me and Jay Vegas and Jake, my son, were sitting there, and I put $20 down for Jake, and we were flipping it. And every time it got right, Jay kept winning. He was up to like 60 or $80, but then Melissa made us fucking pay them for the pizza. He was raping Jay Vegas.
Have you raped? Wait a minute.
I have not raped.
Okay.
I was with 4 guys and my wife.
Well, see, now your wife explains it because you wanted to keep doing lives, but she felt you were too wasted.
Yeah. Well, sorry, guys. You would have loved it. I was drinking straight vodka. I was having a good time. I admit it. The following day, I drank coffee. Actually, I didn't even get a coffee because Melissa wouldn't let me. I had to drive outside of frickin' Toronto traffic and then hit a Timmy's in like Mississauga or somewhere.
Now,
I drove all the way home. I stopped when it wasn't really busy. And I'm like, okay, we got A&W, we got lunch. Isby had to pee. I asked her, I don't gotta go. And then as soon as we passed the service station, when's the next service station? I think I'm gonna whiz all over the Jeep. Anyway, I said, are you gonna drive? Oh, you don't want to keep driving? So I drove the whole time. I was a good sport about all this.
Was she a little bit pissed at you the next day?
No, you know what? I think she knows that I'm fun, and when she says it's time to go home, we go home, and okay. I just fucking fall on the mattress, and I'm a good boy.
Okay.
You wait. We're gonna get to Florida. It's gonna be me and 3 women, and they're gonna be the ones freaking smashed, and I'm gonna have to fucking try and navigate myself around the Sunshine State.
And your wife says you listen very well.
I do listen very well. But Jimmy and Jay, they're a lot of fun. If we got to get up there to that bar, they're generous and they're fun, and we had a lot of laughs. We had a lot.
Good time was had by all, even though it didn't look like some people were having it.
They were fine. They were just, okay, where the fuck's the pizza? We got to get out of here. And Dad's driving us crazy. but I also managed to get the Jimmy's shirt. Now, I could have had the Jimmy's jersey, but she was accusing me of rape. You're raping them. You can't take their jersey. He's got freaking 15 more of them back in Kingston. It took me a year to get the other hats.
So wait, when does a shirt and maybe possibly a jersey make its way to New York?
Look, I just got this one. Still probably smells of Jay Vegas. But anyway, Jay likes me. Jay, I'm like, hey, Jay, can I have the, oh, yeah, here's his shirt. You know, Jimmy, he's tight.
That's how he has all the money, because he's tight.
Can we make, I got breaking news here, by the way, because we're obviously starting a trend and we should do some, public service announcements. Mike Jolitz is not raped.
We
should comment in if you have or have not raped. If you have, this is a live show on all kinds of social media. I wouldn't really admit it.
It's better to say you haven't. Let's just put it that way. And Mike Jolitz and DK have not raped.
There.
Neither have I, by the way.
So there you go. It's a trifecta. Or what does Jay call it? The grand salami.
Right.
Except our salamis are in our pants, where they should be. All right. Can you do some talking now?
Can I do some talking? What do you want me to do?
I feel like I'm getting laryngitis. My beer's still half full.
That's because you had a very exciting couple of days. I told you all about my deafness.
That's true. You have put in. I think before we do any news, I'm gonna hijack the stream, and we're gonna go to Mike. Mike, give us both a little break. We can wet our whistles. You can down your heavy cream or whatever the hell you got there. I'm going to have a sip of my beer, and we'll be back with more fun, ladies and gentlemen. And this is why we're always prepared. We're always prepared. Now, Facebook user seems a little drunk. You need to drunk more. Soothes the throat.
You need to drunk more.
Spell check.
I think that person is too drink to type, because they had to drunk a lot.
I need to drunk more. I might write that down. Anyway, because I got nothing so far. We've been back.
I have nothing either. I've been just enjoying your stories.
It was great. I highly recommend anybody get a chance to go with those guys. Great fun. All right. Mike Jolitz, partner of the show, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes as a double feature, but tonight we definitely have the news. And he recorded the news, Big B. The interesting fact about this, he recorded the news with a friend of his who is also a friend of the show now. He recorded Talking FLA for us.
Oh.
So an old Army buddy of Mike Jolitz, and let's go to Mike Reads the News.
And now, Cave Crew Radio presents Mike Reads the News with Mike Jolitz.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Mike Jolitz Show. I am Mike Jolitz. And this is my show. Kia ora, guten tag, and konnichiwa, bitches. Hey, I am over here in Glendick, Arizona with a co-host. I have a co-host. I don't normally do this, but today I have my Army buddy, Lincoln Howard. And yeah, so we're going to do the news for you guys. Today's episode is being brought to you by Toe Bones Happy Place.
This podcast is sponsored by Toe Bones Happy Place. Now open 24 hours a day. Now open for Gooman, too. Under new management, parking in the rear. Conveniently located off of I-44 at the California Avenue exit, so you can suck it, Jolitz.
And now, guys, it is time for the news. Anderson Cooper announced he's making a career change. He's going to move to gay porn and adding in an OnlyFans page as well.
And in other news, Chick-fil-A is going to remove a much-loved item from its menu. Their Kakakan chicken salad is leaving May 1st.
According to science, Amber Heard has the most beautiful face. The proportions are almost perfect, according to the Virgin Nerds. It's her bathroom attic that kills it for me.
Me too. And in the NFL news, every team in the NFC has 35-1 odds of winning the NFC Championship, except for the Cardinals. Their odds are 600-1. That's because they suck.
The University of Helsinki gave Greta Thunberg a doctorate in theology. Okay. Why? What did she do to get that?
And finally in the news, the Weavers, who I know a little bit about, have sold their house. We have a block party to celebrate. The Weavers were not invited.
Alrighty, guys, that does it for the news, and it is now time for the tidbits. They're not headlines, they're just little tiny pieces of shit.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is still a Packer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Mike Jolich is still a fudge packer as well.
Yeah. Alrighty, guys, that does it for the news. That does it for the tidbits. And that does it for this Mike Reads the News. Tschüss, ciao, and auf Wiedersehen, everybody. Later, bye-bye.
This is Radio.
Oh, so many questions about the Weavers.
Well, that's breaking news, though, that they finally sold their house.
Yeah, but remember, they sold the house. For those of you that are with us like weekly, they sold the house, and then the next week it's like the Weavers' house fell through. I don't know, like if it's like a poltergeist place or they store bodies in there. We don't have any info. We don't know.
And what happens when we don't have info?
We make it up ourselves and come to our own conclusions, and that is not always safe.
But it's always interesting.
It's always fun. We've got a job to do for 90 minutes every week. All right, let's go to our weekly news. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got some fun stories, I'm sure, for you here.
Behind the headlines this week in Weird News.
Now, hopefully I've got everything in order. Again, if you missed it last week, Big B and I had a fight over the story order, and I was right because I always keep it on another tab, and I'm very careful about loading the pictures in order. So hopefully we're a little smoother tonight. This story is what is called a real-life Shawshank Redemption, except it doesn't end that well.
It doesn't end on a beach in Mexico, let's say that.
No.
First story of the night comes from MSN.com. Headline reads, prisoners in real-life Shawshank Redemption breakout are arrested stopping for pancakes.
And I don't like pancakes, so I can't.
You don't like pancakes?
I don't like sugar. And what do you put on pancakes? You put
so you don't eat waffles either?
Chicken waffles are good with the gravy.
Chicken waffles. 2 U.S. prisoners staged a real-life Shawshank prison break by using an adapted toothbrush to dig their way to freedom.
Now, do you not have questions about that? Because I do. I've never had a toothbrush that can take the enamel off my teeth, let alone put a hole in a fucking wall.
Well, you obviously don't watch all of these prison shows that I watch, because one of the biggest things that are made into shanks for assaulting people are toothbrushes.
Oh, okay.
So they'll take the other end, obviously not the bristled end, the other end of the toothbrush, shave it down. So it's, the toothbrush handle is hard plastic, shave it down to a point, and they stab people with it. So you could take that kind of application and kind of jab at the brick wall and try to, unbrick it.
I got you.
Their escape, however, was short-lived after the pair decided to stop for pancakes and were identified by fellow diners. Prison officials discovered John Garza and Arlie Nemo were missing from Newport News Jail Annex in Virginia during a routine head count around 7 p.m. on Monday. The prisoners had dug a hole through a prison wall using primitive-made tools constructed from a toothbrush and a metal object. The tools enabled them to exploit a construction design weakness in the prison to access untied rebars between the walls and use those to further their escape. Garza and Nemo then scaled a high prison wall. The escape had echoes of the Shawshank Redemption, in which prisoner Andy Dufresne digs a tunnel out of his cell with a small rock hammer. But in this case, Garza and Nemo...
Excuse me.
They found Nemo. But in this case, but in the case of Garza and Nemo, the pair's escape plan was foiled within hours by their apparent fondness for pancakes. The two men were spotted by members of the public at an IHOP in the early hours of Tuesday morning.
The International House of Pancakes, ladies and gentlemen.
Who wouldn't want an IHOP breakfast after a long night of breaking out of prison?
But then, were they still like in their orange jumpsuits with the numbers behind them? And
of course they were.
Okay, gotcha.
You can see it here. That's one of the guys. He's in an orange shirt.
Hang on.
You
Hold him up
there
again.
you go.
What's
That's
that?
That I don't know who this is, but that's the other guy.
God bless their souls. All they wanted was pancakes. They were willing to go back to jail.
I'm thankful for the citizens who observed Garza and Nemo at the IHOP and identified law enforcement. It reinforces what we say: see something, say something. The sheriff's office said that the structural weakness of the prisoners exploited presents itself throughout the facilities, and engineers are working to mitigate the risks. Until all weaknesses are identified and secured, we will not discuss the situation further for security reasons. In other words, we do not want to let other prisoners know how to get out.
A toothbrush and a metal object.
Garza was in custody on charges including contempt of court, probation violations, and failure to appear. Nemo was being held on charges including credit card fraud, credit card larceny, forgery, possession of burglary tools, grand larceny, contempt of court, and probation violation.
I got to say, Facebook user has a good point. I figured they'd look for a BJ before a stack of pancakes, but hey.
Everybody has their own thing.
I'm with you. I definitely, with that glory hole, want a BJ.
Didn't we do a story about glory holes?
Oh, we've done many. Even I think one of the next stories is kind of a repetitious thing, but it's a swap of gender this time.
Yes, that's why I moved it up, because it wasn't the original story that we cover.
Yeah. Are we done here?
Mm-hmm.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Story number 1 in the books. This is the other one I was talking about.
This is the other one.
We reported about a female who married a ragdoll male.
Mm-hmm.
And the baby was kidnapped, I believe.
Yes, that was where we left the story last. There have been several updates on that. We've been following that story for a long time.
Right.
And the latest update is the ragdoll baby was kidnapped.
And I believe that was in Colombia as well, or somewhere down Guatemala.
That was in Brazil, I think.
So somewhere in the southern Hispanic area. This is a new one.
This is a brand new one, for us at least. This comes from the Daily Mail. Headline reads: Toy Boy, Colombia man who is engaged to a ragdoll announces the birth of their third child together. A man who claims to be engaged to a ragdoll has announced the birth of their third child together. Christian Montenegro from Colombia has previously described his fiancée, Natalia, as the love of his life. The couple, who already share a son and daughter together, revealed that they have called their newborn Sammy.
Hey, such original names too, right? Who was the other one? Montenegro, I think, was the missing one.
No, this dude's name is Christian Montenegro. The other one
there was a funny name. I lost it. You got to go back and listen.
I don't remember. I have it written down. Photos from the birth show Natalia dressed in a hospital gown while lying down on a bed. As her fiance stands by her side, a ragdoll doctor dressed in a white lab coat, hairnet, and face mask is seen attending to the expectant mother. Where is it? During the labor, Christian is pictured covering his face with his hands as he fights back tears.
Is that a real person delivering the baby, or is that a mannequin?
That's the rag doll. That is not a real. The only real person is the idiot in the foreground.
So even the doctor is a doll.
Yes.
He's got issues. Okay.
During the labor, moments after Sammy's arrival, the proud father posed for a selfie with his new son laying on his mother's stomach in the background. Earlier this week, Christian shared the happy news with his followers on "Are you ready for something?" This caught me by surprise, so I didn't.
Hang on, and I will be ready in 1 second. Now.
Earlier this week, Christian shared the happy news with his.
It's happened where? On TikTok.
With his TikTok followers in a now deleted video.
Our favorite channel.
He captioned the clip, "Welcome, Sammy Montenegro." Viewers rushed to congratulate the proud parents in the comments. One replied, "Congratulations to you and your family. He's so beautiful." Another added, "He looks like a little baby doll."
Mike Jolis wants to see the birth certificates, just like Obama's. You're not the only one. How that fucker ever became president.
Meanwhile, others were impressed with the scale of the photo shoot. In awe of the setup, a fourth said this guy needs to be a production editor. This is the best of all is the doctor. I can't.
Could you imagine him bringing his family over to his parents? Like you and I think we have a problem with teenagers. Not a chance. Nothing like this.
But you know, like when you watch a comedian that has puppets, they come out with this trunk and they open the trunk and the puppets come out. Is that how he would bring the family along in the car, put them all in a trunk, put it in the trunk of the car, and then drive to wherever they have to go?
Or does the baby travel in a car seat? That's a very good question.
Stuff we don't know, so we make our own conclusions.
Yeah. Anyway. Jay Vegas house, ladies and gentlemen. Again, Jay, if you're just joining us, you missed all the fun. I was talking about our night in Toronto, but it's great to have you here.
Before meeting Natalia, Christian said he had been single for a number of years. In August 2022, the couple announced they were in the process of planning their dream wedding after Christian popped the question.
Now, in a way, okay, like in a way, you got to give this guy credit. He's disturbed, not all there, but this is how he channels his energy. He's not like pulling a Jeffrey Dahmer or the dude that buried people under the under the house.
How do you know?
I watch a lot of crime shows, just like you.
Well, the guy that buried the
Gacy or whatever his name.
John Wayne Gacy wasn't one of those guys until he got caught either. He was just a clown that entertained children, and then he got caught. How do you know this guy isn't like John Wayne Gacy doing this thing and going out beheading others?
Hundreds of missing Colombians that we think are just trying to hit the Sierra Nevada to cross into America for a better life, and they've just gone missing in a river. When it's his fault, they're all gone. I don't know.
That's right.
You're right.
It could be.
He could be a serial killer. But he looks like he's into love and not war.
Well,
He's having a big family, and I can't wait if we're still on here to cover the grandchildren. And wouldn't it be something if his ragdoll wife left the other bitch's ragdoll husband and ended up running away together?
Oh, look at that.
Raggedy Ann and frickin' Andy.
Look at that. And then they could move in next to the Weavers.
Yes. Wherever they ended
wonderful. Mike Jolitz says maybe hundreds of dolls in a well in his basement, like Buffalo Bill in
like Buffalo.
Silence of the Lambs.
There's a mannequin missing from the department store, ladies and gentlemen.
Is she a great big fat mannequin?
What?
There was a line in Silence of the Lambs. Is she a great big fat person?
Okay. I missed it.
It was from Buffalo Bill. Anyway, Jay Vega says Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one too.
That is. I like. Hold while I write that down.
Okay,
That's
so
good.
you've got to remember, ladies and gentlemen, that it's really stressful on us. And we're doing the show, and sometimes Big B picks up on something, or I do, and I have managed to write a few things down. But when you guys are feeding us this shit, you're the masterpieces. We love it. Are we done with that one?
That one is done, yes.
All right, enough with the fucking ragdolls for a couple of weeks.
But it doesn't get any better in this next story.
No, of course, ladies and gentlemen, we have he got caught cheating with his wife with the sofa. How do we know it's her baby?
Wow. Good question.
We don't. Do you, Facebook user, have mannequins in your basement? Anyway, you're right. It doesn't get any easier from here on out, ladies and gentlemen. Big B stacks these things up like a pyramid for us. Looks like a great place there, doesn't it?
It looks like a wonderful place to be.
Yeah, where they bring children, as a matter of fact.
That is true.
Somebody wanted some diapers,
among other things. This next story comes from CBS 2 Iowa. Headline reads, man breaks into daycare, steals diaper, pretends to be a baby.
But you're going to get to it. But I really respect this guy for what he does.
Why?
He leaves money and he leaves a note every time he's in there.
He does leave money in a note. That is true. A New York man allegedly entered a daycare in Clarkson while it was closed, stole diapers and formula, and left notes behind indicating he wanted to pretend to be a baby girl.
He didn't just want to be a baby, ladies and gentlemen. He wanted to be a baby girl.
Police say they took Daniel Sealer, who is 65 years old, ladies and gentlemen.
Probably raised a whole family, owned a home. His wife's passed. The kids have moved on now.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's finally, since the age of probably 10, he's wanted to do this. Now he's finally free.
Right.
To do this.
They took him. Police took him into custody on February 18th, shortly after he ran out the back door of Inspire Learning and Childcare on Lake Road, about 1 mile north of Brockport. All this is in Iowa, so we have to start an Iowa map now.
Okay. We still haven't done the Florida map. But
we still haven't done the Florida map, but the Iowa map would be next. The center's director told police an employee found $120 along with a handwritten note on January 30th asking if the daycare had adult-sized diapers and if the staff would, quote unquote, play along. The director says,
that's a wonderful nighttime team building exercise for the staff. We're gonna bring in what's his name, and we got a giant diaper, and you guys are gonna change his soiled diaper and feed him pablum.
Is that training for the new employees?
Yeah, or what do you call that when you're part of a not orientation, like hazing?
Hazing.
Yeah.
They're gonna haze the newbies in the daycare center.
Yeah.
You have to change the 65-year-old man who pretends to be a baby girl.
Yes,
and just
before
shit his
you're allowed,
pants.
the real children, we're going to sample you out with this gentleman who tips very well, by the way.
I wonder if he's incontinent. The director says they immediately contacted law enforcement upon discovery of the break-in and decided to install a surveillance camera. The director said a similar note was found the following Monday, this time along with $200. After receiving an alert that the security system had been activated Saturday morning, February 11th, the director said she arrived at the center to find someone had gone through children's diaper bins and left another note and money. The director said the note included sizes for pants, shoes, bras, and dresses.
Oh.
With the man indicating he liked to play as a baby girl and called himself Baby Danielle. Hold.
This is just, sometimes we pull the stories, ladies and gentlemen, and we really don't know what's going to come of it, but Baby Danielle.
Oh, why not?
God bless the man's courage, and but he still seems to have a heart of gold. Like he keeps upping the ante. 120, $200. Like a diaper's what? $1.50?
Oh, per diaper? I have no idea. But you do bring up, like you said before we started the show, you give him credit, and yes, he's a psychopath and really does harken back to Buffalo Bill pretending to be a woman and doing the tuck to wild horses. But but he's giving them money. He's using the items that are there, but he's at least giving them money to replenish, which you give him credit for.
Yeah, tenfold. He kind of reminds me of what's his name in the Scrooge. God bless everyone. Tiny Jim or whatever his name was. Yeah.
After receiving another alert the following Saturday morning, the director said she called 911 and saw a surveillance video showing a man playing with diapers and piecing them together to make a bigger one.
He's making a jigsaw puzzle.
He's making his own Baby Danielle diapers. She said the man went into the bathroom, pulled his pants down, put the diaper on, and then put his pants over it before running out of the building. Did he shit himself immediately after
for these people? They're like, I mean, I don't get it. So, but it's erotic.
She said she later found someone drank half a bottle of formula, used a bib, and stole 3 diapers. Police said Sealer, who allegedly entered through a door, the director says was locked, fully admitted his involvement and said he was working through addiction. Sealer is charged with burglary and petite larceny. I don't know what I've heard of petty larceny. Yeah. I've never heard of petite larceny.
This is something strictly in Iowa.
He was released on an appearance ticket after police determined he was not a danger to the facility's children or staff. How do you determine that? He's breaking into the place, stealing their diapers.
And normally, like, you're the crime guy, not me, but normally don't things escalate? Don't you have to make the thrill just a little bit bigger each time?
That's exactly what I was going to say. These things always escalate. When you're in this realm of perversion and like you mentioned sexual gratification, it will escalate once he gets bored of what he's doing at the time. Once the thrill goes, it escalates. And the escalation next is obviously going in there when the children are there. So he does pose a danger to the children and the staff. Yes. I don't know why they let him go. but it is Iowa. So I guess, that explains it. Tony D'Agostino, the daycare's owner, said Sealer was not known to staff members. D'Agostino said the daycare is cooperating with the investigation and is focused on the children's safety. He said the center has made changes to increase security, including door locks.
Yeah, and maybe an armed guard.
I would do something if the police let him go, I would do something during the day to make sure he is not hovering, he is not around the area, he's not observing when the children are there. That's crazy that they let him go.
He obviously knew everything about it.
Right, yeah. He knew how to get in, he knew where things were, he knew, what time to leave, obviously. It's crazy. I don't get why they let him go.
Another mystery, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we will get back to kind of diapers in a few minutes, but
I had to save it for the end. I had to put something in between.
This is a swingers club where if you are an adult that really wants to participate in strange things, you can do so. You go to a swingers club.
Only under certain conditions, though.
Right.
This coming from the New York Post. The headline reads, most exclusive swingers club amends strict entry rules after backlash.
Strict entry rules. So this is like this is exclusive.
Very exclusive. And this is in Australia.
Oh, okay. That makes sense too.
A Melbourne swingers club dubbed Australia's most exclusive is enforcing new entry rules on its invite-only guests. The Monkey Club, which you enter through one of the city's famed laneways, reportedly sparked outrage after its strict conditions of entry were made public last year. Who is outraged at this? We'll get to
you're
the
going
rules.
to tell us in a minute because I skimmed through this article and you're going to see this is fucking cancel culture, Karens, and this. I know we're talking about a sex club, but this is another example of whiny fucking people.
You can say it, liberals. These are people that are whining that will not never go to this club, but they have to be involved
because they're not allowed.
Because
you're going to tell us.
While there was a slew of wild rules for those who entered the joint, located in the leafy suburb of Kew, on the lookout for sex must adhere to. It was the adult-only venue's disturbing size requirements for its female guests that irritated Aussies. Before any woman could even set foot through the door, she had to prove she was a size 4 to 8 by submitting pictures of themselves in a bikini or undies holding papers showing the date the picture was taken. So it's like a hostage picture. They have to show with the date that it was taken. This is today's newspaper. I'm fine. They have not hurt me yet. Here's my titties.
Look, if you're going to use your hall pass, Mrs. B says to you, or Isby says to me, here's your hall pass. You can go to the swingers club in Melbourne. Are you going to walk in to a bunch of fatties?
You wouldn't expect to, right?
Right. I have no problem with this. I'm sure there's one 2 blocks down that satisfies, and serves fucking donuts when you walk in the door.
Right. It's not like this is the only club in Melbourne, Australia, I'm sure. I'm sure there are 5 or 15 of them somewhere around the area that you could visit. This one specifically has specific rules. It's more condensed to a smaller clientele.
And now I'm going to lead another claim into my Dosset. I have not swung. Okay. However, what makes you think, even if you're let in the frickin' club, that I'm going to choose you when there's size 4 to 8s available for said pleasure?
Right.
AKA the Ballroom Blitz or whatever they call it at a swingers club. I have never gone. So
it's a good song, the Ballroom Blitz.
Oh, it's a great song. And I can imagine. It'd be a fitting. As soon as that song comes on, everyone's freaking banging each other and switch like the strobe light goes on or something.
Like you're playing fucking Twister.
Yeah, switch. There you go. Bang someone else. I don't want to. Oh fuck! What did I just get myself into? She's bigger than a fucking hippo.
Well, it's not only women. Men, too, were upheld to wild body standards, with the club stating they must not carry excess pounds around their waist or stomach.
So, see, I wouldn't even get in.
But they are holding women to a certain standard, and they're also holding men to a certain standard.
So
it is a very exclusive club, and they are marketing themselves to a very limited clientele. They know what they're doing.
Right. If you cannot see your full penis or your toes, you're not allowed in.
Correct.
Yeah.
Following an immense backlash, though, the sex club appears to have had a change of heart, recently revealing an updated list of rules that amended its sizing requirements on guests. But before you get too excited, pun intended, the sizing is still far from inclusive. Men with dad bods don't meet standards, as the website states. Guys must be slim, athletic, or muscular, while women within the 6 to 10 size range are now welcome.
Which is not big. Even
both men, no, it's not at all. Both men and women need to be aged between 21 and 35 and are asked to submit photos with strict instructions to ban breathing in and sunglasses.
So, that excludes us as well. But let me ask you this. Let me ask you this hypothetical question. As I am a gentleman who's a little elderly, so I'm not ashamed of it, but I've developed a little bit of a dad bod over the years. I don't think I'd go walking in there in my Speedo knowing that every other single guy is like a porn star model, and some chick's going to go, I choose you, Punchinella from the zoo. Like, I wouldn't even go. Would you?
No, of course not.
I'd much rather go to the place where I'm the hottie.
Very true.
2-ton Tessies running around trying to yank me. And I'm like, hey, wait a minute. I'm not that good, but I'm not that bad either. Like, but I wouldn't even go to this. I'd be so ashamed. I mean, I'm shy as it is, right? Like I even now I go to a beach. I tend to wear a bigger T-shirt and.
Well, just the age requirement alone, you have to be 21 to 35. I don't qualify.
Yeah, we don't.
I'm older than that.
Done.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter.
But I'm just saying, even if I could, you go to a strip bar or something. Yeah, you're going to see some nice looking ladies, and you'll go in there. But I'm not going to walk in with a fucking spray tan,
right?
And I already know. No one's going to choose me unless there's a glory hole. Then I might, by an off chance, get lucky because they can't see what's on the other side of the wall. I mean, I'm being honest about it.
Well, there is also other rules. Showering on entry is also compulsory, with the website warning against bad hygiene. Please make sure your personal hygiene is 150%. This includes body odor, breath, and genitals, front and back.
I didn't know my back was a genital.
Yeah.
But I guess in some circles it would be one.
Please note, anybody not adhering to the latter, which is the genitals, front and back, will be asked to rectify or asked to leave. Either you wash your ass
when you're walking in, and they flash on your genitals, and woo, you've got a pubic hair out of place. Get the fuck out of here.
Either you wash your ass or you leave. That's it. You have two choices: enema or exit. That's it.
Oh my God. I was going to write something down and I stopped in mid-sentence and wrote something else down. You'll have to wait till the end of the show.
That's it, basically.
All right. We are not going to get to Florida tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think, but that's okay. We just save it for another day.
We do need to get to these next two, though, or at least the last one.
Well, where we got these, I can't wait for the last one, too, because this one just kind of leads into it. And I didn't read this one, so I don't really know, but there's the headline for you, ladies and gentlemen. Some Fukushima man was arrested. And, well, you're going to tell us, but how are people so accurate with their bowel movements? Like, I cannot control myself. Like, I got to go. Downstairs bathroom's taken. I got to run upstairs. Like, I mean, I don't shit my pants, but I can't just defecate on call or command or whatever it would be. I can't defecate on command. Anyway, next two stories you're going to like, ladies and gentlemen. Kind of ties into the diapers and everything else.
Yes, this next story comes from Japan Today. Headline reads:
You've gotten like international with this one. You're not even tapping into England. You've like gone right across the fucking globe.
We are all over the world today.
Holy shit.
Headline reads: Fukushima man arrested for defecating on another person's bicycle seat. The problem with using bicycles as a common form of transportation is that they're often parked outside and open to the environment, accidents, or even theft. These are risks everyone is aware of and takes into consideration any time a bike is left unattended. What took place on December 15th last year, however, is quite possibly the last thing anyone would expect to have happened to a bicycle. About 7:30 a.m. on the day in question, a teenager approached her bicycle, which was parked outside a station in Soma City, Fukushima Prefecture. However, sitting atop the seat was human fecal matter.
A turd.
She immediately notified the police and an investigation was launched. As a result, a 28-year-old man who lives in a neighboring Miyagi Prefecture was arrested on suspicion of vandalism.
What is a prefecture, by the way?
I don't know.
You seem to know all these weird things. That's why.
That may be kind of.
Is that like the hood?
Well, maybe like a neighborhood, a city, or well, I guess Providence in Canada is too big, right? That's.
So when we start the show from now on, we should be, hey, it's DK from Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Here in my prefecture, the basement.
I guess, yeah.
Okay.
The suspect is accused of defecating on the bicycle seat sometime between 5 p.m. on December 14th and 7:30 a.m. the following day when the victim left her bike in the parking area.
It's a huge window.
Although details surrounding the incident are few and far between, the police were specific that the seat had been defecated upon rather than the feces having been placed or smeared in another way. So it wasn't picked up and put on the seat.
No.
Somebody got on the bike.
He side saddled, held himself up,
and
I don't know how high you'd have to go, but let's say he gave himself a 12-inch. So he's on his tippy toes making a shit. This guy, he should go on America's Got Talent.
And not for nothing. You have to be pretty dead center for it not to slide off one side or the other.
And I'm again going to show my weakness here, okay? Have you ever been to like a busy place? And I'm even just going to talk number one here.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to pee.
Yeah.
But it don't work. because there's noises. There's too much going on.
Right.
How does one straddle himself? And I'm sure there's other bikes around and cars and lights and businesses. How does one? I couldn't do it if you paid me $4 million. I wouldn't be able to.
I couldn't do it either.
My body wouldn't relax enough to do it.
I couldn't do it either. But apparently this person has no problem with doing it.
We're right in the dead center of the seat. There's no fingerprints, no glove marks. It wasn't placed there from, a private bush ceremony. He straddled the bike on his tippy toes and he laid a deuce right on the bullseye.
Now, again, you have to be accurate to get it in the center of the seat so it doesn't slide off either one side or the other. And then when you're getting off the bike.
Oh, I never thought of that. You've really got to be flexible to get your thigh.
Right. You have to get off the bike with a pile of shit on the seat so your leg doesn't touch it and so it doesn't fall off.
So, yeah, because bikes wobble even if they're parked, right? Like they're not set in stone. I don't know about you, but do you look at a person like this, and I know they're deranged, they're nuts, they should be locked away. But do you look at a person like this and you go, what a fucking waste of talent. If you're able to pull off something like this, there's so many other things. You could become a trapeze artist. You could be like that dude, the Walenda. Like,
that's true. You have a lot of balancing talent.
And of course, you're going to tell me why he did this.
Well, a motive was also initially unknown until about a day later when the suspect reportedly admitted that he was attracted to the victim and specifically targeted her bike. So remember when you were a kid, you'd always, if the girl hit you when you were a kid, that means she likes you.
Yes.
So I guess when you're an adult, if you shit on the bike, that means they like you.
Yeah. Just leaving you a present, sweetie. This is what my unwashed ass smells like. My alternate genital, as I like to call it.
From my bowels to your heart.
Yeah. Oh, Lord. Is that it?
That's it.
See,
find the last one.
I think I've got nothing written down, and I almost fill a page, ladies and gentlemen. It never fails. All right, let's get rid of that. I think this is going to be our last story by the time we do show names and wrap things up. And this one, am I here?
Yeah, you're freezing on me.
Oh, great! But you can hear me.
I can hear you. Your video is kind of choppy.
All right, that's okay. As long as you can hear me, that's the important part. I told you that storm's coming in. This one, the last guy's fucked. But this one, I cheer for this gal. She was a marathon runner. She was trying to beat her personal best. And what she did it privately in her own pants. Let's put it that way.
This final story of the night comes from the NewYorkPost.com. Headline reads, I pooped myself midway through running a marathon, but I set a new record.
You know what I say?
Mm-hmm.
God bless you for the honesty. You would, Big B, if you were going through your marathon, you just want to finish, you just want to say, hey, this is on my bucket list. I want to get it done. You might think you're farting and you shit your pants, but you're not going to tell anybody. You're probably going to run faster to keep a distance so no one smells you.
Oh, can you imagine a sweaty shit? Ugh. God. She made the best out of a crappy situation.
These are not our lines, ladies and gentlemen.
No, this is in the story.
The article.
Avid runner Tamara Torlikson revealed that she once pooped her pants while running the Long Beach Mountains to Beach Marathon in 2018, but still managed to achieve her best running time.
She lightened her load. That's why. She can move a little quicker.
Well, did she really lighten her load? She transferred it from her insides to her outsides and still carried it with her in her pants.
In her spandex, unless she was like kind of, I don't know.
Oh, was it falling out of her shorts? Oh, God.
No.
Torlakson, who was 31 years old at the time of the incident, said that her desire to compete in the 26-mile course came from her new mom energy. The California native said there was nothing unusual going on with her body that gave any indication she would soil herself. Training was going really well. I knew I was in really good shape, said Torlakson, who had run the same distance 6 times before giving birth. On the day of the competition, which started in Ojai, California, and ended in West Los Angeles, she was determined to set a new personal record, as this was her first postpartum race. It wasn't until the 13th mile that Torlakson experienced her number 2 crisis. That's when her body requested a spontaneous bathroom break, despite the runner's desire to keep going. I thought, I don't know if it's possible to poop while running, but I'll try. I didn't want one poop to mess it all up.
There's no way you're going to fuck this up for me. I'm going to shit my pants while I'm running. Again, how do you do that? I don't exercise that much anymore, but I'm on the ice. I'm skating, when I'm coaching. I'm moving around a lot. Not once. Now, I could see if I had like stomach problems and I cut a fart and it became wet. You can follow that storyline.
Right.
But for me to like be out exercising or even mowing the lawn, I'm not. And I apologize if I'm freezing people. There's thunder going like crazy out here. Like mowing the lawn. I don't say, I'm going to turn the mower off and go in the bathroom. I'll just shit myself.
Well, you want to cut the lawn on a new personal best time, you would. Torlakson was given her answer after she relieved herself in her shorts, built-in underwear. That's when she told Insider she just had to focus. It just came out, and I felt a lot better.
Now, was this like you probably don't know, like, was it a messy diarrhea, or was she like letting a log out?
Doesn't really say. But after she shit herself, she didn't break stride for another 13 miles. She ran 13 miles with shit in her pants and ended up completing the race.
Oh, Lord.
She ended up completing the race in 3 hours and 7 minutes.
Good for her.
When the bowel movement arrived, Torlakson said she just didn't give a shit she just didn't give a shit if other runners saw what had happened. Marathoners don't judge, said Torlakson, who also shouted. Apparently, she shouted during this, "I pooped my pants" to her family and friends as she crossed the finish line.
She's not a bad-looking young lady. I pooped my pants. Oh, gosh, I love that. This is a feel-good story to end the show, though. She's not a danger to anyone.
She's not a danger.
No, she was bound and determined to be your personal best. Not a poop in her pants was going to slow her down.
Well,
God bless her.
She told the media outlet that right after the crossing of the finish line, she booked it over to the medical tent to get cleaned up. Speaking with the Post on Monday, Torlakson said she has since improved her running time. I've gone on to improve my marathon time by 10 minutes since then, breaking the 3-hour mark, running 2 hours and 57 minutes without any poop issues.
Now, would this be a medical tent? You know how we read those stories? Please don't call 911 because your power is out. You know what I mean? Like there's boundaries. I don't think I think the public washroom would have sufficed.
That would have sufficed, but there is apparently a thing, according to medical professionals. Torlakson likely suffered from what professionals call runner's trot.
Oh my God.
Walking and jogging tend to increase gastric motility and gastric emptying in everyone. This is a physiologic response.
Well, they do say, add more fiber to your diet, get out, have a walk, if you're constipated. But I don't think you're literally supposed to have your movement while you're on your walk. It's supposed to kind of move things around. When you get home, maybe I don't have that problem, but I'm just surmising.
Well, it says here, movement gets the digestive system moving a little bit more quickly than if you're sitting still. While it may be inconvenient, it's never in and of itself a dangerous sign. The doctor continued, while there's no exact cause, it likely results from a combination of different factors, including blood distribution between intestines and muscles, hormonal changes, mechanical stimulation of the organs, and possible stress or anxiety, especially on race day.
And you know what? I think we all got to kind of gather around here in a tight circle. Obviously, none of us are in the same place. It's a feel good story, and God bless it. I pooped my pants. Not, I be Big B, my best time. I did it. I pooped my pants. You're an attention whore now that I think of it. I would not divulge that to anybody. Hey,
right.
Big B would be like, hey, DK over here, high five. Hang on a minute. I'll be right back.
Right, give me a minute. I got to go do something.
Yeah. Not I shit my pants at fucking mile marker 14.
Oh, she had to run 13 miles with shit in her pants.
Shit. What a determined athlete, though. Do you think they'll make this into some kind of a movie? They really should.
I don't think so. I can't picture this being a movie. Instead of I spit on your grave, what is it? I shit in my pants? No, yeah.
That's excuse me, lady. How do you feel about making your best time here? You ran a great race. I pooped my pants.
Coming this summer to a theater near you, marathon defecation.
That was the best story to close the show with, though, folks. It's a feel good, but also, kind of weird. Anyway, we get to the point of the show, and I don't know about you, but I don't know why, because if we just simply said, I got nothing, let's just call it episode 14, we'd be fine. But I'm sitting looking at my paper at 20, 25 minutes in, and I'm like, holy fuck. We've been talking a lot, but I got nothing written down. But then I always come up with stuff, and I don't even really know what my pick is. But I'm going to read you a few, and if any jump out at you better than what you got. Unbrick it. You need to drunk more.
You need to drunk more. That's right.
Mike Jolitz earlier on. They found Nemo.
Yes.
Yes. From the bicycle story. From my bowels to your heart.
It could be a show note.
A spontaneous bathroom break. But the one that I'm going to nominate just sounds like a good show name. I'm going to circle it here. Enema or exit.
Enema, that's very good.
That was you.
I like that as a show name. I like that.
Enema or Exit.
I like that.
Keep that in mind. Let's see what you got. You got 5.
I have 4.
Oh, only 4. I thought you were writing down more than that.
No, I only got 4. First one I have is for a show note. He called himself Baby Danielle.
Okay.
Next up is your newest proclamation. I have not swung.
That could be a good show name too. I have not swung.
Next up, I'm debating between these last two, but my favorite may be too long for a show name, but I'm going to nominate it anyway, so I'll hold that off to next. This one, Jeffrey Dahmer, Doll.
Yeah, you got to get the quotations. That was good too. Definitely a show note.
Jeffrey, quote unquote, Dahmer.
Yeah, I like that too. Let's see what you got here. If it's too long, remember we got to hold it within.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this is
show note though. It might be a great show note.
Well, it's got to be one of them because it's a very, very wonderful quote from you, who said, "I can't defecate on command."
That's too long for a show name, but which is true. Yeah, that's a little long for a show name. So it's either got to be Jeffrey Dahmer or Enema or Exit.
I like Enema or Exit.
It is very rare, ladies and gentlemen, that mine get chosen. But it was actually Big B that said it. It wasn't me.
I like that as a show name.
Yeah, that was a good one. That we had a lot of fun. But yeah, I can't defecate on command. Will definitely be the lead show note. But it's absolutely true, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely true. All right. If you're into hockey, we'll see you on Monday. Pucks and Pints Radio. That'll be a week off, but we're going to miss 2 Fridays, ladies and gentlemen. The next 2 Fridays, there will be no Cave Crew Radio. So don't come looking for us. Don't be shocked. Hopefully, maybe I can do some lives down in Florida if I can escape from my warden. And find some adventure.
Are we doing Monday? Are we doing this Monday?
We can do Pucks and Pints Monday.
Okay. No, I don't know when you're leaving. I don't know what.
I'm not leaving till Thursday. I'm driving over this. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
All right, kids. We'll see you soon.
Later.
Thank you to all the listeners on our affiliate stations. To find out more, check out Cave Crew Radio on Facebook and Twitter.
I want you to pack up and get out.
Get the hell out of here!
Go! Just go! Get out! Get the hell out!
That will conclude this evening's entertainment.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
I love the First Amendment. Nobody loves it better than me. Nobody. Who uses it more than I do?